Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Full Metal Cran Eaters, brought to you by the Joint Task Force Radio Network and sponsored by Mad Viking Beard and Mustache Company. The views and opinions expressed on Full Metal Cran Eaters do not reflect the views and opinions of Mad Viking or Joint Task Force Radio. Someone will be offended at some point during this broadcast because there's always one. You have been warned, so sit back, relax, enjoy, have fun, and interact with us. Yeah.
You are no longer black, or brown, or yellow, or red. You are now green. You are light green, or dark green. Do you understand?
It's that full metal cran-eating creature in the sand, creeping, keeping every man, woman, child in our land, sleeping peacefully and shatter any enemy they come across. You messing with America, then you must really wanna lost something soft. Is not of pertinence or interest. Gladly sacrifice themselves so you don't have to witness the cost of what your freedom is, and they gain it in inches. So long story short, don't end up on the shit.
It's that full metal cran eaters, 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 full metal cran eaters.
You're easily offended, then you legally should exit. There's no decency on this frequency. Our method is bringing prime time entertainment to the veterans, and those of you who know the truth is what they have protected. Shout out to Tommy Roddick and the baby Jesus, run it up, saving 22 by the day, homie, buddy up. Sit back and relax while the dude speaks some facts. While you're here, have a snack of some color-coded wax.
It's that full metal cran eaters, 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 full metal cran eaters.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Full Metal Cran Eaters. I am solo tonight. Tom had some family stuff to take care of, so instead of not having a show at all, I said I'll handle it. So here I am handling it. Looking forward to this episode, guys. I don't know exactly when our guest will be here because he's a pretty busy guy, but he said he'll be here. I sent him the link. So I'll give you just a little bit of a backstory on who he is in a minute. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor right here, Mad Viking Beard Mustache Company. They're awesome people. They make amazing products. They're not paying me to tell you this. I will tell you for free because I've been using their stuff for years and I love it. I love their products. I love the people. So go buy their stuff. MadVikingBeardCompany.com. So you can actually use. Ooh, I have a thing for this. I have a thing for this. Hang on. Yeah, if you go to MadVikingBeard.com, as the ticker on the bottom says, use a promo code FMCE Season 2, all caps. You get like 10% off your order. So, see, you're already saving money. I'll even leave that on there for a while. I will live and die by their product. I won't try anything else. I've tried enough before. Didn't like any of it, and theirs is amazing. But thank you to the Mad Vikings. So, with that being said, tonight is going to be a little bit different. Probably a little less comedy. Not necessarily all serious either. But looking forward to having a really good conversation with our guest. I put it in the description. Mr. Nick Ashill. Phenomenal human being. Inspirational beyond pretty much anyone I've met. So Nick is currently running across America. I think that's amazing. But I'm not going to give away too much of his story on why he's doing it, where he's at. So I'm looking forward to having that conversation with him when he gets here. Normally, when you have a guest on, we get 10 or 15 minutes before the show to talk about a few things. But so this one's going to be totally off the cuff. So who knows how off the rails we can go? Since Tom's not here to keep me on track, I can just talk forever because I am my father's son, and he likes to talk, and that's one of the things that I inherited from my father. That I won't say that I'm proud to have inherited, but I still inherited it anyways. What's up, Mike? How's it going, man? I hope you're doing well. I need to get a hold of you about the tumblers. I have a question about the tumblers. Hi, sis. My sis is watching too. Man, now I'm all nervous. Everybody's watching, and I know that they're watching. If I don't know that they're watching, I can sit here and just talk to myself and talk all night long. But no, he was actually finishing up. I texted him earlier, and he had 3 kilometers to go. So that's like a mile and a half, I think, or mile. No, what did he say? Hang on. 3 kilometers to go. Sorry, 3 kilometers to go. So that's like the 5K is 3.1. So yeah, whatever. At least someone showed for a podcast tonight. I will make it mine's next. I will take it mine's isn't and don't contact. Ooh, my snacks isn't live tonight. I didn't know that. So yeah, my snacks recently switched nights for their show because Sean is going to be playing baseball. And for those of you that don't know, we are actually changing the night of our show. I don't know when, but it will be soon, I'm sure. But we are going to be moving to, I believe, Tuesday nights. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what we agreed on. So keep an eye out for that. Mike says, I always feel like somebody's watching me. They are watching you. Like our cell phones, they have satellites that can watch us. I mean, the cameras on the stoplights are watching us. So I sing everything in my head or out loud. The ADD that I was never diagnosed with. But like I said, I'm really excited. He said he had 3 kilometers to go. That was, I don't know, an hour ago. So at 7 o'clock, yeah. And he's asked if he could take a shower first, and I was like, well, obviously, because he's been running all day. So I'm looking forward to having a real good conversation with him. Have him tell his story, because hearing his story made me want to get out there and run again. Oh, he just popped in. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to bring Mr. Nick in, and we get this going, so I don't have to sit here and talk to myself.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing, Nick?
I am well. I'm in the RV. I've got Jim and Paul here.
Yeah. How was your day?
Yeah, it was long. The hills just keep going and going and going in Pennsylvania, right?
You're in Pennsylvania. Okay. I knew you were. I thought you were.
Yeah,
you stopped in Bedford today? Is that what I saw?
Bedford was last night. Yeah, that's right. Last night.
Okay.
So we started from Bedford, this morning, and we've got we ran about just over, slightly tad over 30 miles. So it was a long day though, up and down, but tired bodies, I think.
I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah, I hope you're well. How was your day?
It was a long day at work. Had to go in early and stay a little bit later, but we got it done. So I'm been looking forward to this all day, honestly.
Yay.
I want you to. I know you. I know your story and stuff, but I know the people that are listening probably don't. Could you just tell everybody who you are, what you're doing, why you're doing it, and
sure,
just everything in between.
Sure. So my name is Nick Ashill. Born in the UK, in Wales, country of Wales, but moved out to New Zealand in my mid-20s. Although the last 14 years I've lived and worked in the Middle East, but recently went back to New Zealand. Started my crossing across the United States of America in May 2014 from end of Santa Monica Pier, LA, with the objective of reaching New York sort of 110 days later. And ran through multiple states, and on day 81, sadly had a bit of a interaction with a large pickup truck in a hit and run accident, and sadly my run was over. So I survived. Spent a couple of months in hospital at Ohio State University Hospital, Wexner Medical Center. Learned to walk again, and the last 2 years I've been able to get back to running after sort of strengthening my core and my leg muscles. So made the decision with the help of Jim McCord and Paul Wheeler, who you know, who are both crossers across America, as a support crew, made that decision probably around 12 months ago, and thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to come back and finish off the last 980 something kilometers, I think. And that's what we're doing.
So you got hit by that truck in 2017, was that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. The 2nd of August 2017.
So I don't know about anybody else, but I promise you, if I would have gotten hit by a truck and lived to tell about it, I mean, obviously, and then it was like, oh, I'm gonna go back to the place where I got hit by this truck 5 years ago, and I'm gonna finish what I started running across America. That blows my mind. I love it. I love your inspiration. I love your energy. If you don't mind me asking, how old are you? Are you 56?
Yeah, not far off. That's a really, really good guess. 57, but actually next month I'll be 58.
58. Okay. I hope I have your energy at 58.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I love it.
I think the energy levels might drop a little bit once I reach New York.
I don't know. I started talking to you I don't know, back in November, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And you're the same. You haven't gone down.
Oh,
in energy.
thank you.
You've gone up, obviously the adrenaline of the run, but you haven't went down at all. And I love that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was really awesome to see you on day one. You know, all the traveling that you had to do to to come out and meet face to face. That was a pretty magical moment. So thank you for doing that.
2.5 hours is nothing to come and meet you in person and actually shake your hand and talk to you for a little bit and run a few miles with you. And I'd do that. I would do that on a work day. I don't even care. That would be worth it for me.
Well, thank you, Carl.
Yeah. So how much do you have left? How many miles do you have left?
Yeah, that's roughly a good question. I'm just gonna direct. I'm just looking at these guys now. Guys, how long?
I bet Jim knows.
Yeah, Jim, Paul, how long have we got, or how long roughly have we got left? Not days, but miles.
Miles. Bear with me very quickly.
They're just working it out now.
Oh, quick math. That's fine.
It's about 285.
About 280, 285 miles.
Wow, you're moving fast. 285 miles.
Yeah, it's yeah, but things have slowed down dramatically from about day 8. You know, these big hills, and definitely have to walk them. They're just they are punishing on the legs. I mean, I knew it was going to be hilly, but and I live in Wellington, which is the capital of New Zealand, so that's been really, really good training with high elevation, and I'm glad I did that. But it's still punishing.
Oh yeah. I don't know about the weather out there, but I heard next week it's supposed to be really hot. I'm not trying to discourage you. Just give you a heads up. Here it's supposed to be really hot. Maybe when you get farther east, it's not going to be as bad. So just, I know, but just keep your eye on that.
Yeah, we got an understanding of what it's going to be like next week. You're absolutely right. It's going to be hot.
Yeah. I haven't got a finalization yet, but I'm going to try to make it for the finish line, but I cannot promise anything. But either way, I'm looking forward to seeing you hit that finish line.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm, like I said, you've inspired me to get back out there. I said I was sitting here trying to come up with a few questions before you got in here, and I was like, "Ooh, I got a good idea." I said, I'll make you a deal, Nick. I'll meet you in New York when you finish, but the deal is you have to turn around and we have to go back to California by on foot, just me and you."
Uh, it's
I,
it's tempting.
I know. No, you got wife and kids back home, right?
Yeah, I do, but I'm sadly separated. That was
Oh, I'm sorry.
a sad, very sad consequence of the hit and run accident in August 2017. But I've got fabulous love and support from my ex-wife and my two daughters as well. So
That's good. I'm sure they're excited to see you when you get home.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. One of them really wanted to come out, and that was the 15-year-old, the youngest one. But
Yeah.
although having said that, given given the dynamics of the in the RV, Abby, my youngest, would have a ball with these two.
Oh, I'm sure. I wish I could have stayed with them. I would have had a blast with them.
Yeah, they're pretty cool, aren't they? Had
Yeah.
you met Jim or Paul before?
No, I had
Okay,
not.
so that was the first time. Wow.
Yeah, all three of us, or
Yeah,
all four of us together.
yeah,
It was that picture we got.
I
I
know.
didn't. Let me pull it up real quick. Give me just a minute. But um, so like he started on, what was it? The 30th of May. Is
Yes,
that right?
yes.
Okay. Yep, I passed it. So I drove out to Columbus, Ohio, to meet them, so I could, obviously meet and run with him for a little bit. Trying to multitask, I'm not great at it.
Neither am I.
There we go. And obviously, I got to meet and talk to him, and getting to meet one person that has done it is pretty rare, but getting four people together that have done it, I
Yeah,
to me is crazy. So actually, we got a photo of all
yeah,
four of us, and I think that was just that would have been worth the drive, right, just for the
yeah,
picture,
yeah,
to get together for it. But
yeah.
I am,
It's funny you should say that. We a couple of days ago we met up with Noah Barnes. His mum Joanne drove, I think, around 10 hours to come and meet us, and Noah is the 11-year-old. Well, he was 11 back in 2017, so the youngest person ever to walk across the United States, and he did it with his dad. He's 16 now, but he was 11 years of age at the time.
wow,
Yeah, amazing.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
It's crazy, like how, when we've done things like this, like the people that you meet, the experiences you get to have out there that you would never get to have anywhere else. It's just it's amazing. Like getting to meet you, Jim, and it's just like, you know, I'm
yeah,
very, very glad to be where I'm at now in my life. I know life's not perfect,
yeah.
but it's,
So Carla, I got to ask, are you planning another crossing or another big adventure?
um
Maybe.
I won't say I'm not planning a crossing right now, but
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, you have put the thought back in my head. But actually this week, because you lit that fire in me again, I am thinking about doing another event. I'm gonna go over some details with some folks here. Um, nothing, nothing insane. I'm not gonna
Yes.
cross, but you know, just do something, because I'm in that point now where like I don't have anything set in stone planned for this year, and I haven't. The only year I've taken off since 2016 was 2020 for COVID. So I've done
Right.
something every year, and not doing anything this year is just like got me in that
Yeah.
little, that little funk where I know that I need to do something. So I'm probably gonna do something.
Yeah. Yeah. I can
I'm looking
tell.
forward to it.
I can tell.
The wheels are always turning, like, what's next. Um, I have a couple things, big things on my bucket list I want to do now, but I'm gonna stick with the small things first.
Yes.
You know, but you've went through. Do you know how many states total you went through, or will have went through when you get done?
Oh, if I go back, uh, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas and Oklahoma, Missouri. What are we up to? A little bit of Kansas, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio.
When I wished. See, you went through Indiana, and I guarantee you were not more than an hour away from me.
Really?
Yeah. Some other time when when you're not busy and you have some time to sit down and look at. I'm sure you have like dates where you were for the most part. I'd like to know like where you were in Indiana around the dates. I might have been running too, but like I wonder how close our paths were
Yeah,
at
I
that
wonder.
point.
Yeah, I've got all
crazy.
that detailed in my journal, but I'm not quite sure whether it's the case with you, whether you journaled your crossing, but a lot of it I haven't read. I haven't gone back to and read it.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
did.
quite
I
interesting.
didn't journal. I regret that, but I did take the pictures, so I know that I can go back and look at those pictures, and I can go from that.
Yes.
I did talk to Paul while we were running that day, and he said the same thing that you said, that when he finished his crossing, he finished his journal and he closed it, and he didn't open it until he flew back to be your support crew.
Yeah.
Five
That's right.
years later.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. So I know I am going to write a book, not just about my crossing, but I talked to actually he's in the comments. He wrote a book called Born in a Bar. He took a bunch of Marine Corps bar stories and put them in a book. They're hilarious. And I've been talking to him about how I want to do my book. I need to get with Jim. I know he knows. He's got a lot of experience and he's a smart guy. So
yes,
I'm gonna be picking some brains here real soon because I got to do something. So, but
yeah, it'd be great to capture it.
So roughly, I think I have your Facebook page pulled up actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You went into Kansas too, you said?
Yeah, but
So
I from memory it was a half a day. We just
Yeah.
a really small corner of it.
11, 12, 13. So according to this, it looks like 15 states.
15 states. Yeah, yeah. And then of course we've now gone through the other half of Ohio, which I didn't go through in 17, and a little bit of West Virginia, and now we're in Pennsylvania. So, which is big.
Yes, it is. So once I hit like the Pittsburgh area, I started to go south because I ended in DC. But you're still going east and you're going north.
Yes.
So you got more. You're gonna have more hills than I did because when I hit I can't remember the name of the town on top of my head. Antietam, where the battle was, the Civil War battle. After that, it got a lot flatter. But there was like 4 or 5 days in there that were just like you said, that are just brutal. You have to walk. But what was your favorite state? Or do you have a favorite state? I think Ohio is probably your least favorite state.
Yeah,
right?
Well, probably for that one bad interaction that I had, but for friendships for life, I think Ohio would be leading. But for pure scenery, I would have to say either Arizona or New Mexico.
Yes, I agree. Arizona was my favorite. Yes.
Yeah, something. It was just so barren and isolated, and I interacted with I forget the name of the of the specific Indian tribe, but I interacted with people from different tribes on a daily basis, and that was really lovely. I had some wonderful conversations and learned a lot more about the Indian business community in different parts of Arizona and New Mexico, and that was really educational.
Yeah. Where at in Pennsylvania are you right now, if you don't mind me asking?
We are. Where are we, guys?
We are 30 miles
east of Bedford. Yeah, right. Basically 30 miles east of Bedford. We're not far from
in a place called.
Okay.
Bedford, they're looking. Yeah. So we're just pulled up on a bit of a lay-by, and we're going to park up for the night here.
Yeah. My dad's from Pennsylvania, and he was in the comments asking where you're at. So
okay.
He knows Pennsylvania very well. In comparison to New Zealand, scenery-wise, which one do you like better?
Oh, great question.
I've never been to New Zealand. I've only seen pictures, and by the pictures, I would pick New Zealand.
Yeah, it's we have a beautiful mountain range in the South Island, because New Zealand's made up of North Island and the South Island, but the mountain range in the South Island is called the Southern Alps. And if you've watched perhaps the Lord of the Rings, that gives you an indication of some of the landscape. So we have beautiful ski fields, hiking, trekking, phenomenal beaches, great fishing, all sorts of different water sports. It is a pretty magical place, and also very, very hilly as well. And it's a country that is very multicultural as well. So we have a sort of a European population, which is about 70%. We have the indigenous population, which are called Maori, which are around 15-18%. And then we have a strong sort of Asian community as well. And then communities from the Pacific Islands, which include Tonga, the Rarotonga, which is the Cook Islands, Samoa, and so on. So it is a pretty magical place, but it gets cold.
It gets cold.
It gets cold. So I've just left beginning of a New Zealand winter, so I'll be going back to a winter.
Just right. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been back to? You said you're from Wales, right?
Originally that's where I was born. Yes.
Yeah. Have you been back? Do you miss it? Do you love it? Do you not miss it at all?
Yeah, as I've got older, that's very, very true. I think I'm finding that my connection with where I was born gets stronger as I definitely get older. So yeah, the answer to your question is yes. I mean, Wales is very, very similar to New Zealand. It's quite mountainous. Again, beautiful rolling countryside. Wonderful beaches. Who knows? I may move back there. Don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of time to think and reflect after this return run is finished.
Yeah. Do you have anything planned big after this?
No. To be honest, I really had no idea whether my body could cope with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing okay, but as I'm sure Paul and Jim will have observed, my body is tired. But it's structurally it's not the same. But as long as I keep going, putting one foot in front of the other, it means I'm getting closer to that end point, which is what it's all
Very
about
true.
at the end of the day. It's not a race.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So when you had all the surgeries and stuff, obviously that affected you. You had to relearn how to walk and everything. How did that affect your running ability?
Yeah, it took me a wee while.
Obviously, you have to have probably have a bunch of hardware now, right?
Yeah, foolishly attempted to run about a year after leaving hospital, but because my leg muscles were still too weak, it was a real problem, and I fell over, and I got really frustrated with that, and very angry with myself, and brought up again a lot of anger with the person who took that away. But the learning was, it reminded me that I needed to go right back to basics, and those basics weren't running. Those basics were in the gym, and that's what I did for a good year and a half, which actually it was more than that, probably about two and a half years with a
Wow.
personal trainer. In fact, I started still on crutches.
Wow.
And I'm glad I did that, and it allowed me to over time develop the strength that I needed to start running again.
Yeah. What's the furthest you've ran in one distance, one day of running since your surgeries?
That was actually last September, 158k in 19 hours and 15 minutes. Yeah.
So 168k. What is that?
158.
158. So what is that? Like 100, or is that
It's close to 100. I think
like
about
80?
90 something, late 90s.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was
That's insane.
I was wasted after it though.
Oh, I'm sure. I've given some thought to trying to do a 24-hour race, or just a 24-hour run. Not necessarily a race, but I don't know. I'm not intimidated by very many things. But that's one of those things. I don't know.
Yeah,
But maybe.
this wasn't a formal race. I simply organized a 6-kilometer route in Wellington, the capital of New Zealand, to raise some money for the Asthma Respiratory Foundation in New Zealand. And different people joined me, and the idea was just to run non-stop for 24 hours. And it it was amazing what you actually see on a Friday night in a capital city, because running through the central part, and everybody was having a great time in the pubs and the bars, and yet there was these guys just running this 6K loop in the city. It was just bizarre, but we raised a lot of money and helped generate awareness for asthma, which is good.
That's awesome. It says 158 kilometers is 98.17 miles.
98.17. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you.
That's damn near 100.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Not quite.
So you're running for a cause, is that right?
Yeah. So in 2017, the cause was pulmonary fibrosis, which is a horrible illness of the lungs, and the same cause is also on this return run as well. So I lost my mum from pulmonary fibrosis in 2015. It's in very simple terms, it is all about scarring of the lungs. So over time, you progressively lose shortage of breath. There's no cure unless you are young enough to have a lung transplant. And my mum was at the time late 70s, so she wasn't. Life expectancy anywhere between 2 and 5 years, although drugs over the last couple of years have got more advanced, so people are starting to live longer, but in general anywhere between 2 and 5 years. So that's the cause.
Nice. You're raising money for that, is that correct?
Yes.
Nice. I don't have a website. Do you have a website for it?
The easiest is there's two ways. One is a website in New Zealand, which is very easy. nickrunsamerica.org.nz. That's one way to donate. excuse me, or the second way to donate is simply via fundraising page in Facebook, which you can find on Nick Runs America on Facebook.
Okay. Let me share that real quick. Share screen.
No, thank you.
Yeah. There we go. So Nick Runs America on Facebook. I need everybody that's watching and listening to go like and follow this page. Follow this amazing man's journey. I know that he's inspired me. If you guys are able to donate to his cause, share his page, invite people to go, find out what he's doing it for. I think it's an amazing cause. Like I said, it makes me want to go back out there and do it again. And so, Nick, I appreciate everything you're doing, man, and everything you do.
No, thank you, Carl.
I appreciate your drive to come back after such a horrendous incident like that. I know that I would say a very high 90% of people would never come back. They would just, take the easy way out, and just, choose not to get back out there and do anything. And you've done the complete opposite of that. So I think that people can take a lot away from your story, and I hope they do.
No, thank you.
I hope I see you on the front page of the the Wall Street Journal. I don't care, the New York Times, everything. I want everybody to know what you're doing. I tell everybody about it. I'm like, hey man, there's this guy running across the country. They're like, didn't you do that? I'm like, yeah, but this guy's doing it too. I was like, it's not about what I did, like, I appreciate people know what we're doing out here, but like, I definitely don't think that I know anybody that has come close to doing something that you're doing, after something going through what you went through, like, I didn't have any injuries, I might have rolled an ankle and had some blisters and, sore legs and stuff, but like, you legit, you're, thank God that your life could have ended, but it didn't, and you still chose to come back, and I'm sure, I've never had anything like that happen to me, obviously, but like that, I know that has to, like you said, you had a lot of anger when you couldn't walk, you couldn't run. I don't know what I could do if I couldn't run. That would be obviously, it had to change your life, but
yeah, I mean, you do. You're right. You do hear stories of people that have to give up running and they find other sports that they can channel their efforts into, whether it be biking or swimming, that have less impact on the joints. And maybe that's something I should have considered, but I thought, given that I am capable of running, admittedly not very fast anymore, but
right,
there is an opportunity for me to finish it, and why not take it?
Yeah, and one foot in front of the other is still faster than not moving at all.
Very true.
My dad says you definitely have some mountains in the next few days, but great job.
Thanks, Carl's dad.
You're gonna get up there in them Allegheny Mountains.
Did you hear that, guys? Got big mountains the next couple of days. I've just passed that on to these guys.
I do. I appreciate you, Nick.
Thanks, Kyle.
I want to check in with you. You've only got a week and a half or so left?
Yeah, we're hoping to. At this stage, our target finishing date is the 19th of June. That's what we're hoping.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So if anybody is in the New York, where are you finishing exactly? Exactly where you?
Coney Island.
Coney Island. Okay. So if you guys are anywhere near or can be near Coney Island around the 19th of this month, go. Because if I can't go, I'm going to try. But if you can't, just get out there and wave your flags, wave your hands, get out there and run with him. Something. Cheer this man on because he's amazing. And I think that if I don't stop talking about it, I'm going to end up doing it again. So I think there'd be a couple people that would want to kill me if I wanted to do it again.
I can understand what you just said.
Yeah, but do me a favor, give everybody, Paul and Jim, my greetings and
I will.
thank them very much for what they're doing, because Mike, he's in the comments too. Mike was my driver for most of my run. I know what kind of work they put in, and their job is just as important as yours. I know you couldn't do it without them. So thank them.
No, I
for
will.
that. But
I will. They're pretty amazing guys.
yeah, I like I said, I wish I could have tagged along the rest of the time just to hang out with them and me and you, obviously, but like just have all four of us together for 3 weeks. That would
Yeah,
have
I
been,
know. It was very short, wasn't it?
yes,
But
it was
we
worth it though. Like
we
for me,
connected.
yes, and I think that we obviously we formed a friendship that I think it's going to last forever, just because like I've never met anybody that's inspired me like that. I've read about people. I never got to actually shake their hand. I never got to go run with them for 6 miles or whatever it was.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty
So
cool. That was pretty cool.
yeah, and this like you had the news crew from New Zealand that followed you that whole first day. Is that right?
Yeah, originally, yeah, New Zealand and Australia originally, yeah. Although one American as well that came in when I did Oklahoma and Texas.
Nice. That's amazing.
Yeah, international
So,
support crew.
yeah. I'm gonna check in with you probably every other day or so. I don't want to bug you.
No, that'd be great.
I know you
That
need
would
your
be lovely.
rest, and
Thank you.
I know you need your rest and everything else. But I appreciate you coming on here and just talking with me for a little bit. I won't take
Thank
up
you,
any more of your
Carl.
time because I know you're tired. I know you need your rest. But be safe out there. And you know this. I'm going to tell you anyway. Every runner will tell you this. Drink water. Stay
Yeah,
hydrated. Use your sunscreen.
yeah,
And be
exactly. The
careful.
basics.
Yeah. But I really do. I appreciate you coming on here and get some rest. And I'll check in with you probably tomorrow or Saturday.
That sounds great. I look forward to that.
Oh, one more question.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you planning on taking days off to rest?
I've taken one day off so far. That was day 9. So
Okay.
ran the first 8 days, took day 9 off, and now I've done day 10 and day 11.
Okay.
Yeah. So the answer is yes, and there will be one more day as well, I'm sure.
Okay. I saw that you took the rest day the other day. I was like, he's only taken one rest day so far. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know what your body feels like. So I
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
wondering
Yeah. Exactly.
I was wondering what your plan was for that. So, all right, I'll let you go. I appreciate.
You're most welcome, Kyle, and speak to you again soon.
I'll see you later. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, I'm telling you guys, if I could be out there with him, I would be out there in a heartbeat. That guy's amazing. Like I said, I only met him in person once, but I've talked to him multiple times over the course of the few months that I've been home. And I was like, I had to drive out there and at least run the first few miles with him. And I'm glad I got that opportunity. So if you guys see some crazy things coming up, some crazy ideas coming up for me in the next few weeks, you'll know why. You can blame Nick because he inspired me to do something else. So, but like I said, Tom had some family stuff to take care of, so it's just me. We're probably gonna only go for another 15 minutes or so, and I came across. I know it's so crazy and amazing. Like I was talking to Jim, one of his drivers or a sport crew that I told him that I wanted to climb Mount Everest and stuff, and he said that more people have climbed Mount Everest than have ran or walked across the country. And to me, that doesn't seem possible. I'm like, what do you mean? Isn't like Mount Everest like the hardest thing in the world to do? But supposedly, that's what he said. I believe it. I'll take his word for it. So I am I wish I had like an odometer, like how many miles that I've ran in my life, and people like Nick and Jim that all done it. But I came across a song a couple days ago. I haven't had a song that really like brought me in for a while. So I'm not gonna play it because YouTube will probably or Facebook will probably copyright strike us, and I just don't want to deal with that. But I'm gonna share the link in the comments in just a second. And all right, there's that. I want everybody that's watching or listening to go listen to this song and read. You have to, there's a little bit of reading in the beginning, a little backstory of what the song's about, why the guy wrote it, and everything. And ever since I heard it, I was hooked. It's by I just closed the tab. Hang on. History. It's by Tommy Vex. He used to be the lead singer for Bad Wolves. But the song's called "Strong for Someone Else." It's basically a song about how he planned on ending his life. I forget what year it was. It doesn't matter. He'd went through some. His twin brother had tried to murder him. He had to testify against him, and he planned after the trial was over, he planned on jumping in front of one of the subways in New York. And before he did, his phone started ringing, and he answered it, and a kid said that, or a person said that they needed someone to talk to, or they needed some help. So he went to go talk to this person and saved them from killing themselves. In the process, saved himself from doing them the same. And the song is very powerful. I'd recommend everybody listen to it. It's not super heavy. It's not any screamo, nothing like that. But it's a quote unquote rock song. But definitely check it out and let me know what you guys think. If you guys listen to it, message me. Tell me. I personally want to know what you guys think of the song, and I'm gonna send it to Tom because it's good, and it might be something that somebody needs to hear sometime. So, that's really all we got tonight, I think. I seen that Mike said earlier that he wanted one of my flags, so I'm gonna have those for sale here soon. Trying to wrap up the hoodies and the tumblers and all that good stuff. Um, and then once those two things are done and turned in and everything, we'll get the flags going. So keep your eye out for that. I'm looking forward to that. The flag turned out amazing. It's actually in the corner over there. I've got too many flags. I've got this American flag that I carried across the country, 16 states. The Safe 22 flag carried across the country, 16 states. I have my Aaron Lewis flag over here. And then I have my Mad Viking flag right here. So I need to make room I have my Mad Viking flag, the Indiana chapter. I have that one over there. It's folded up. It's not even out yet. And then my Because He's My Brother flag. So I've got too many flags to hang out. But these two flags right here will probably never leave my wall. Those two flags have literally had many, many miles put on them. I got my picture taken with these flags in every state sign that I entered a new state. So, these are my traveling flags that probably won't get traveled much longer. But I don't have too many flags. She's right. Elizabeth says that there's never too many flags. That's true. I just don't have enough wall space in this room for any more. But let's see. What else is there? I know I had something else. I hope that you guys have a good and safe weekend. I'm gonna have I don't know if I'll have a fun weekend, but I have a busy weekend. I have a lot of cleaning to do. My son asked if he could mow the yard yesterday. I'm like, I mean, if you want to, dude. He's like, yeah, I want to mow, and I'm like, okay. But he didn't get to yesterday because it had rained. So he asked if he could do it this weekend. So I was like, okay. So I'm gonna have him. We're gonna mow. I'm gonna clean up the house. But I hope you guys have a good weekend. I don't think I have anything else for you guys. So once again, thank you to Mad Viking right here, Mad Viking Beard and Mustache Company, for sponsoring us, giving us the opportunity to do this crazy random show. Most of the time it's funny. Sometimes it's serious. Sometimes it's just conversation like tonight. You never know what you're going to get with us because, especially when Tom's here, he's usually the one that keeps me in line. But since I'm by myself, I can do what I want. Mad Viking, yeah, go buy all their stuff. They're awesome. They're great people. They're great product. Can't say enough good about them. And then, one last thing. I did forget about this because I was busy talking to Nick. One of the founding members of Mad Viking, unfortunately, passed away last year, and today is the 1 year. So I want everybody to give a good pinkies up for Wiz. I love you, brother. I miss you. I'll see you again one day. And I'm glad that I got to have met you and spend a few years knowing you. But I'm sure you're up there giving some great wisdom to everybody else. And do me a favor, give Patrick a hug for me. And with that being said, guys, that's all I got for tonight, this week. We'll be back next week. We may have a guest. I'm not 100% sure, but just tune in anyways. You might just get a shit show with me and Tom. You never know. But it's entertaining. At least to us it is. It might not be to you, but appreciate you guys watching and listening. You can follow us on, or you can listen to us on Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple or iTunes, Amazon Music at Joint Task Force Radio. And you can follow us on Facebook at, I have a slide for that. There it is. Facebook at JFT Radio, YouTube, Joint Task Force Radio, twitch.tv/JTF Radio. And we're going to do our TikTok once I get it set up. It's already set up. I have to link it to this to do it. But we'll be back next week. And then here in the next few weeks, we're going to be switching to Tuesdays. So just a heads up. Don't forget about that. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching and listening. And I'll see you all next week. Peace.
You are no longer black, or brown, or yellow, or red. You are now green. You are light green, or dark green. Do you understand?
It's that full metal crayon-eating creature in the sand, creeping, keeping every man, woman, child in our land, sleeping peacefully and shatter any enemy they come across. You messing with America, then you must really wanna lost something soft. Is not of pertinence or interest. Gladly sacrifice themselves so you don't have to witness the cost of what your freedom is, and they gain it in inches. So long story short, don't end up on the ship.
It's that full metal crayon eaters, 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 full metal crayon eaters.
You're easily offended, then you legally should exit. There's no decency on this frequency. Our method is bringing prime time entertainment to the veterans, and those of you who know the truth is what they have protected. Shout out to Tommy Roddick and the baby Jesus, run it up, saving 22 by the day, homie, buddy up, sit back and relax while the dude speaks some facts. While you're here, have a snack of some color-coded wax.
It's that full metal crayon eaters, 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 full metal crayon eaters.